Hello. Oh, that's loud. All right. My name is Stephen Bray. I'm the band director here at Menno, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Menlo School District as well as the 2023 Area Band Festival finale concert. The Area Band Festival is comprised of band students from the following school band programs: Menno, Scotland, Trip Delmont, Avon, Bonholm, Gayville Holland, Alcester Hudson, and Irene Conda. We have two ensembles performing for tonight. The middle school band right behind me comprised of grades 6 through 8, and the high school band later on comprised of grades 9 through 12. Now, I would like to introduce our first guest conductor for the middle school band. Dean Reddedall graduated from Scotland High School and received Bachelor of Fine Arts and Masters of Music degrees from the University of South Dakota in Vermilion. He taught in Centerville, South Dakota and Emmitsburg, Iowa before returning to Scotland in 1979 to purchase Reddedall's department store, which he and his wife Karen still own and operate. Dean was the concert band, jazz band, and pep band director at Mount Marty University for 33 years. He has been a trumpet performer in various groups and bands in the Midwest, currently playing with the Sioux Empire Brass in Sioux Falls. He has conducted several honor bands in South Dakota and Nebraska and has been a frequent judge at high school music contests. Without further ado, here is Dean Reddedall of the Junior High Band.
Good evening. We've had a busy day today. As you can hear, my voice is giving way. I haven't worked with a large group in a while. I have to be speaking loud all day, so it's kind of gone right now. But this group has been practicing. Those of you that are parents, how many days have you seen where your students have played 5.5 hours in one day? Probably never. Yeah, they've been working hard, and we've been playing a lot, and it's way more than they normally play, but we got to move and learn things very fast, and they're doing a great job of that. The first one was called The Tempest, and as you could tell, the Tempest gets pretty wild. Next we're going, that's probably not in the order of your program, but next we're going to do As Winds Dance by Samuel Hazel. And this one, what we're really featuring in this piece is syncopation. There's all kinds of syncopation in here, and syncopation, for those that are not players or singers, is playing off the beat. And you're going to hear a spot in here in the beginning, and they go da 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 da. That's syncopation. Ba 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 ba. That's afterbeats, and it's a very good learning tool in here. And they play about 1 million of them in this piece. So this is As Winds by Samuel Hazel. Was there enough syncopation in it? Just curious in here, both of us directors are so happy that all of you as parents are keeping your students involved in music, involved in things in school. I would just like to see raise of hands in here. How many are parents of the people in the band right now? Raise your hands. Let's give them a hand. This next piece we're going to do is a very slow and moving piece. It's called The Banks of the Delaware. And the Delaware is a river, and it's a slow moving river. And what we should have is just a constant flow of the music. And that's been our biggest challenge all afternoon, is get that flowing very smooth in there. We will have two solos in here, one at the beginning and one at the end. We'll have a clarinet solo. Chandra will be right here. And flute soloist is right over here. Campbell. It's Campbell, and I know Campbell too, so I'm terrible with names. So And you'll hear her at the end and the clarinet at the beginning, they do this beautiful job. So the banks of the Delaware. Softer songs like that and slow songs like that, everyone finds out in music they're the hardest pieces to play. You think that the fast and the really wild ones would be the hardest to play? It's the slow, smooth, really, really difficult to play. Proud of what they did there. Okay, we're gonna close our section of the concert with affirmation. When we finish here, they're going to move on over here, and the other band is going to come in. So when we finish completely, if you want to stand up for a few minutes while the other band gets in, you can certainly do that. Just stay right here. You can stand up and stretch. We'll close with affirmation.
All right. So next we'll move on to the high school portion of our concert, and our next guest conductor is Dr. Rolf Olson. Dr. Rolf Olson is adjunct professor of trumpet at the University of South Dakota and director of choral activities at Freeman Academy. From 2016 to 2022, he served as director of bands, professor of trumpet, and chair of the music department at Northern State University in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Dr. Olson also taught at the University of South Dakota from 1990 to 2015, where he was director of bands and trumpet professor at Augustana College from 1989 to 1990, and in the South Dakota Public Schools of Vermillion in 1989 and Arlington 1984 to 1988. Dr. Olson is an active guest conductor, having directed the South Dakota All-State Band, Dakota Wind Ensemble, Nebraska All-State Bands, South Dakota Middle School All-State Band, Northwest Iowa Honor Band, and numerous other band and jazz festivals at the Midwest. He has served for many years as an adjudicator for the South Dakota All-State Band auditions and numerous other music contests and festivals in the region. Olson is co-founder of the South Dakota All-State Jazz Festival. Olson has been awarded the South Dakota Outstanding Bandmaster of the Year and the Distinguished Service Award from the South Dakota High School Activities Association. Olson has also been recognized by the National Federation of State High School Association as the Outstanding Music Educator for South Dakota and was nominated for the National Award. He is one of only 2 inductees into the Vermillion High School Fine Arts Hall of Fame. Without further ado, I introduce Dr. Rolf Olson and the high school band.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I forgot to tell you that I wanted to do a little warm-up with the band before you introduced me. So now we'll do our warm-up. Thank you very much. That was Sparks by Brian Ballmidges. That you heard a little trumpet duet, trumpet and saxophone duet there with Landon and Journey on alto saxophone. And you got a lesson in syncopation for Mr. Reddedall. And that piece was also full of a lot of syncopation. Maybe you recognized it. So that's a fun way to open the concert. We're going to go next to a piece that's totally different. It's titled Earth Song by Frank Ticelli. Frank Ticelli is one of the world's really wonderful band composers. And while he's written a lot of pieces for different groups, some vocal groups, orchestras, he's most well known for his band music. And this is a piece, Earth Song, that was original. It's actually a mini version of a larger piece that he wrote called Sanctuary. And some of the directors, I can't remember which ones, maybe some of the directors, high school directors that were in my band at USD some years ago might have played Sanctuary by Ticelli with me. But this is, he wrote this song originally actually for choir, Earth Song. And then someone asked him, would you do an arrangement of that for band? And he said, well, sure, I'd love to. So this is originally a choir piece, but really the roots of the piece come from a larger band piece that he wrote. And this has some beautiful textures and beautiful colors, and it gave us a chance today to talk about how music is more than just notes and rhythms. How it has emotion and texture and elasticity where the beat doesn't stay the same all the time. And so we're hoping to have a chance to make some really wonderful music for you with this piece tonight, Earth Song. Thank you very much. Dean was right when he said playing slow music is the most challenging, and it is. Van, did I tell you that that's my favorite piece on the program? I think I told him 12 times today. Beautiful. That was my favorite piece on the program. This next one is the majority of the band's favorite piece on the program. This is The Legend of Queen Anne's Revenge, based on the story of the ship by the same name, whose famous captain was Blackbeard. And so this is inspires, you might feel a little bit of Johnny Depp or Pirates of the Caribbean just because of the nature of the piece. It isn't the same melodies, but it's the same style in some ways, so it's kind of fun. Robert W. Smith is another one of those legendary band composers. I had a great chance to be a co-director with him. He and I did, actually, in my bio it said I directed the South Dakota All-State Middle School Band. That was, I think, back in 2005, and the other conductor from the other band was Robert W. Smith, so we got to know each other pretty well, and so it's fun to play his music. So here's the band's favorite, The Legend of Queen Anne's Revenge.
Before we end our concert tonight, I'd like to just go ahead and acknowledge a few of the people kind of in the background for us to be able to put on an event like this. So first of all, the administration here at the Menno School District, Corey Foss and Nadia Mutter, and everyone else who also works at the office for being able to let us to put on an event like this. I'd like to thank Shelby Gerard, who has set up our live stream. Our tech coordinator, Morgan Sieverding, for setting up all of our sound. And then Billy Masterson, part of our custodial staff. Where is he? There he is. All right. Without him, we wouldn't, be able to run all this smoothly with these facilities, have these chairs set up, the bleachers out, and the other gyms set up for meals and stuff like that. The Menno Music Boosters, Paul Monkfold, Shelley Lair, and Rachel Stokes, as well as the parents of the Menno Music Boosters, through food donations and volunteer work, we were able to put together meals to serve to the band members here. And then the area band directors, from Scotland, Brett Jacobson, from Trip Delmont and Ava, Matea Larsgaard, from Bono, Zachary Behrens, oh my gosh, I didn't think I messed that one up. From Gayville Holland, Justin Lincoln, Alcester Hudson, Mary Ellen Kennedy, and then Irene Wakanda, Stacy Kirsten. So, go ahead. And lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here tonight, whether you're a parent, another family member, or just someone who is a lover of music. Without your support, we wouldn't have this band. So, and these students, your support for these students helps keep them going. I find it very fitting that we hold this honor band during March, which is Music in Our Schools Month. And so I hope that you all continue to support what these students are doing from now, even beyond from when they graduate high school. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and let Dr. Olson introduce the last piece of tonight, and thank you all for coming.
Well said, Stephen, and you said about 3/4 of the things that I was going to say, so thank you. I don't have to talk much now. That's great. I want to again thank the band directors, and I want to give you a little personal note that I think all of them, with the exception of 2, are former students of mine. So, yeah. Woo. It's nice to see. I guess that just means I'm old, is really what that means. And then, okay, so the deal is they were my students at USD, but there's 2 jackrabbits over there too. There's 2 SDSU rabbits over there. Yeah, all right, so, see, we can get along. We can. We make music together, yeah. So, the last piece we're going to do is Freedoms for Heroes, and this is written by Joe Peckus. How many know Joe? Raise your hand. Some of you probably do. He lives in Mitchell. He's a longtime director of the Mitchell City Band and also the Guard Band for many years, and a wonderful trumpet player. So you're going to hear some trumpeting, among other things, in this piece. Wonderful original march written by Joe. So thank you again for coming tonight, and thank you, Brett and the others, for inviting me to guest conduct. It's been a wonderful day. And lastly, thank you for the students. One more hand for the students, their hard work.